Hello, Jasper. Nice to have you in Riga.
Good morning.
Welcome here. Thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you.
What are some key takeaways that America and Europe e-commerce market can take away from Southeast Asia?
I think it's still very early days for e-commerce in Southeast Asia, but if you look at the opportunity, the macroeconomic indicators, everything is pointing towards a very favorable and bright future for e-commerce. It's not as easy as people expect. It's not 600 million people. They're very different countries and all require their different approaches, but there's definitely a key opportunity there.
I see. Are there anything that they are doing really better that we need to learn from?
I would not say better, maybe different. I think Southeast Asia and Asia in general is probably ahead in terms of a couple of areas where they're leapfrogging the West. One example is payments. Due to lower credit card penetration, lower bank account penetration, you see that the region is effectively leapfrogging from cash on delivery to e-wallets. I think also in China, I think key examples. And another is the type of device that people use to consume e-commerce and digital. In the West, there's a lot of desktops. Especially in emerging markets, there are very few desktops. So you see that when people go online, when they shop online, it's all mobile actually, which requires a very different way of thinking to make sure that you optimize the journey for those shoppers and those consumers.
Indeed, in a lot of stores in Western world, the conversion rates on mobile devices are much lower than on desktops. And you mentioned in your talk that in Southeast Asia markets, they have much bigger focus on images instead of text. Do you see that trend also coming over here in the West?
Yes, I think so, because I think it's not a cultural, not necessarily a cultural driven phenomenon, it's a device driven phenomenon. So as consumers keep switching more to using their mobile phone, I think content will continue to optimize towards how people are consuming content. And I think what you see is you go from mobile ready to mobile adaptive to mobile first to very much mobile only at some point. Yeah.
I see. During your presentation, you skipped some slides. You didn't have time. What was there?
That was actually a more elaborate view of the trade-offs and in go-to-market considerations. So I went over them on a high level. It's about establishing your own shoppers, playing on the key marketplaces. It's about having all capabilities in-house or working with external partners, etc., and more about the pros and cons around that.
Given that the brands would likely compete in the same marketplaces, what are the things that they can take as advantage to them?
How do you mean? Sorry.
Yes, so you don't have your own place where you sell the stores, right? You are competing right side by side with other brands.
Yeah.
So what the brand should focus on, so their brand, so the consumer actually buys their brand.
Yeah. I think that is not just related to the platform, right? I think it's about being a strong brand and having consumers search for your brand. A platform is a location for engagement, and it's usually the bottom part of the conversion funnel. So you need to make sure that you capture those eyeballs and manage to convert those consumers like it is on your own shop. Just a little bit more difficult because of the competition, indeed. Yeah,
I see. What is one speech that you will visit?
I'll visit all of them actually, as many as I can. I'm quite curious to hear the stories about Google, the different creative approaches. Quite interested to learn more about the speakers from China as well. So yeah, amazing program today.
Excellent. Are there any messages that you want to give to eCommerce360 participants?
I think there's an amazing lineup of speakers today with very diverse backgrounds covering different geographies, different functional domains. So it's like a candy store, pick and choose, and yeah, reach out basically. I think there's a lot on offer today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming here in Riga. You had really great talk, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.